So, how did you guys' Christmas go like? Did you have a good time? Did you have some nice holidays? Did you live up those lives like I told you to? Yeah, because nothing wrong is happening with the world right now. I mean, it's all happiness and yeah. Okay. Well, we need to get back to work anyways. Christmas did considerably affect my unofficial job, which is listening to popular music. Throughout all of December and even a bit before that, there was a huge influx of holiday songs entering the Hot 100 to the point where in the last week of the year, the top 40 was filled with them. Over half of them were Christmas themed. In the latter half of 2019, me and my friends were discussing which would be the last number one of the whole decade. I mean, that was huge, that was a very big deal to us. Would it be Circles? Would it be Someone You Loved? Maybe Memories? Maybe something we hadn't heard before? Yeah, that happened. Anyways, unlike album bombs, aka whenever a record that is released is so big that it awkwardly disrupts the whole 100, this Christmas snowstorm happens at the end of the year, pretty much shoveling away all of the shit stuck in your driveway. I mean, look at all these long charting songs that we got rid of. Baby? Good riddance. Beautiful people? Thank God. Talk? Finally. Of course, there are still these songs which have been here for like nearly a year now. In fact, let me get it out of the way right now. Nobody's true Anything I didn't talk about in my summer ranking, and even before that, because yes, there are songs that were hits in spring that are still hits right now. I won't really talk about them because nothing has really changed about my opinions on them. They're good, they're bad, depending on what I said about them. And even then, there's a few shit songs right here that I don't have anything to say about because I already included them on my worst list. Go check it out. So I'm gonna scream to them really quick right now. I have no clue how anyone can tolerate even 2 seconds of this shit, man. Toast to the ones here today. Shut the fuck up, Adam Levine. Maybe I put this way too low, way too early on my list. I hope we all sticking with the year end put this on their 2020 list as well. God. I didn't even talk about the crowd chanting at the beginning of the song. I mean, that's some Lucas Graham shit right there. Roxanne, Roxanne. Okay, some new songs finally, and this is the new hot single to kick off the year. Alright. I still cannot decide if this is the best or worst thing ever. Honestly, I'm really leaning towards being really bad. You know what, let's get ahead of ourselves for a little bit and compare it to another song. Hey Panini, don't you be a meanie. Roxanne is shockingly similar to Panini. On the surface, both are songs about bad girls. I know Panini is actually about Lil Nas' relationship with his fans, but roll with me for a second. There's a lot to be said against Lil Nas X, but you can admit that the dude can handle autotune really well. Just listen to that hook. Just say to me what you want. Layered, catchy, controlled, just stellar work. Meanwhile, this Arizona guy is like Roxanne. It's super corny and all style with no substance. While it has a fun beat, the verses are cheesy as hell, just a lame song overall. It sounds like Lil Nas and Post Malone, but the artist it reminds me the most of is Bassi of all people. Some random white bro douche coming in early in the year with an immediate, nice sounding romantic viral hit. Yeah, this has mine all over it. Also, yeah, this is a white guy. Shorty drive a poodle with no top. But if I throw this money, she gon' drop. You promised the world and I fell for it. This should have been way more interesting than it ended up being. Like, Jelena or whatever it was called was one of the most popular couples of the 2010s, right? Yet, does anyone even care anymore? Wasn't she dating The Weeknd for a while? Didn't he also drop a sad song about her and move on? Justin is married now as well, so like, what's the point of this? Thank You Next wasn't the most beloved song, but at least that felt timely and it sounded good. This one's slow, unremarkable, and just kind of there. Amongst other people, it was co-produced by Phineas and co-written with Julia Michaels. I wish there were more hints of either, although I do recognize the plucky strings from Issues there. I gave my all and they all know it. I don't know, this could have been a great comeback. Like, she's gone through a lot, let me tell you. In concept, Lose You to Love Me and Look at Her Now could have been massive, excellent singles, but instead one is boring as hell and the other gives me a headache. It's not like this hook is much better. I mean, it's just her going like to love, 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 to love. I mean, what a waste, to be honest. So, what's in the box? I'm sort of confused. Roddy Ricch is fine. His album Rollout reminds me of Boogie with a Hoodie, a C-list rapper releases an album in the dead zone of December and somehow becomes super successful. He's much better than a Boogie who's only good at sounding annoyed, bored, or both. This The Box song though, which is a streaming giant right now. I mean, the beat is super bizarre, these orchestral swells are so grandiose and they're met with this sounds like what is going on? I don't even hate this at all, it's catchy, it's fine, but it's so weird, even the flows are weird. Encapsulated Madness is sort of a dead meme now, yeah, this is the first song in a while that's that. This box is just a mystery and honestly I don't want to be the one to solve it. Never need a bitch, I'm what a bitch needs. Oh wow, what a hook. Cause I'm heartless, I'm always cause I'm heartless. I mean heartless, I'm heartless. I'm heartless, heartless, heartless. How could you be so heartless? Hey guys, I think the Weeknd is kind of heartless, just a little bit heartless. You don't feel like that? You know, I got that feeling for a while. Okay, I'm kidding. He also talks about other stuff in the verses like... Yeah, okay. It's like if you put all of the Weeknd's most generic trap influenced songs in a blender, this is what would come out. It feels so uninspired. I mean, this is fine, but considering how great Blinding Lights is and how it has even outstreamed the song, I mean... We all know what song he should be putting his stock into. I mean, it's much better than this. I'd spend 10,000 hours. I didn't like Bro Country, it's a terrible trend full of douchebags, but that doesn't mean I'm really on board with the new shtick of sappy, saccharine lover men with their lovely, boring ballads about their wives. And Dan and Shay seem to be the perfect example of that. Tequila got old in repeating listens, and honestly I cannot stand Speechless at all. What about this one? This one's cool. Why did the one I actually like have to be the one with Justin Bieber in it though? Do you miss the road that you grew up on? I mean, he's credited as a writer, but that must have been a typo. Have you listened to his songs about his wife? Oh my god, I see the way you shine. Oh lord, this song. Where do I even start? I have so much to say about this one. If you've been living under a rock, or in the United States, this was one of the biggest hits in Europe and especially Australia, where it's been on the #1 spot for 22 weeks, which... Holy crap. It's about Tones and me and I. Her struggles on becoming a musician and how people just beg her to perform and sing whenever they please like she's some kind of dancing monkey. Interesting stuff. I believe it's been a while since we had a pop song about not wanting to be a pop star, and she delivers it convincingly. There is just one problem though. Yeah, I've just tried to wrap my head around her performance. I know she's like 19, but still. Her voice breaks in many instances, her accent is too pronounced, and some of her notes are just shrilling. I had multiple people in real life ask me to change the station whenever it comes on the radio, which I don't think has ever happened to me before, and with even worse songs. And yet, I don't know, it would kind of lose its meaning and wow factor if it was more polished. It would make you realize that an instrumental is just some weak sauce bass and bland piano. And then the other day I had a realization. This is a Chainsmokers song. You see how in their songs, even their good ones, they have these just terrible bloopy drops, like genuinely bad. Then they play it again, just as mediocre. But then, unlike most DJs, they step it up for that last one at the end. And it's just this grand, glorious explosion of synths and other added elements like, look at this. Bad, bad, amazing. Bad, bad, amazing, bad, bad, amazing. Tones and I is if like one of those drops could make out words because look at all these three hooks. Bad, bad. Holy shit. Who knows, maybe at the end of the year this will be one of my favorite songs, or maybe I'll say that I was wrong and it's actually really boring and uninteresting. Either way, I'm gonna be on board for it.
I needed some shit with some bop.
Why does he keep doing this? This is just going baby again, by the way, but whatever, that's what the title says, it's a bop.
I'm the highest in the room.
It's telling how a meandering C-tier Astro reject that's about a relationship I never really cared about that's not even happening anymore can still be one of my favorite hits of 2020 so far. I don't know, that bit is hypnotic and the outro is godly. Also the remix with Rosalia and Lil Baby make it a complete song, so that's also neat. Or lit, if you wanna call it that. La Rosalia!
Hitting them all with the whole team. Nah, nigga can't answer call cause I'm balling.
See, this is much better than the box. Remember when I said I was surprised DJ Mustard was LMA's producer? Well, he's also improved elsewhere, using his talent for good in songs like these, where even Roddy's wail of a voice doesn't really annoy me at all. So nice to listen to a brag rap song where the rapper sounds genuinely grateful. It's like a happy version of a lot in some ways. One of the most underrated hip hop songs of last year. Pure Water still sucks.
Wait if I'm on fire.
Even as an honorable mention, I didn't really expect this to be the controversial song featuring my best list. More people were mad at this than the Bad Guy Bieber remix. I don't know, this is a good song, leave me alone. Speaking of my best list, I probably should have put this instead of the Post Malone song I went with. This is so good. There's just this one thing that kept it from being there, and it's just these two awful seconds. I don't know, it's just me, but just listen to this. No. It's great. No, this is not a good way to end the video though. I'm not satisfied with this being at the top. I've already talked about this at length before, and there's much better and or more interesting stuff out there. I could be talking about Harry Styles, could be talking about the other Weeknd single. No, I don't want to end this video with this. So, okay, let's cave in and talk about that one.
Yeah, you got that yummy, that yum.
Yes, even though this song hasn't charted yet as of writing or recording this, I'm still gonna talk about Yummy for a bit. It's not looking too hot, there's a chance it doesn't even stay in the top 20 by the time spring begins. The backlash seems to have appeared. Like, this is what kicks off the year? The decade? One of the biggest superstars of the last 10 years comes back with a lead single after getting married and claiming that he's gotten more mature with age. He releases a song where he wants her wife's yummy yum. A song with a generic beat that's dated and set of the tropical house trend from 2016. Inconsequential, forgettable verses, bland vocals, a total lack of charisma, and just the stupidest set of lyrics I've heard in a long time.
You're incriminating, no disguise.
This got multiple comparisons to the other Big Justin's failed comeback sex single, Filthy. Yes, that Filthy. And for good reason, this is just not a good lead single. It's not secure for that #1 spot or even the #2 spot really. This made me wonder whether or not we even need Justin Bieber. Like, what even is a Justin Bieber song? Has he ever done anything original or adopted a sound of his own? Besides that brief period around 2012 where executives tried to produce many of their own schooling teenagers like Austin Mahone and Cody Simpson, has there ever been music that copied his style or lack thereof? He's just a moldable vessel for any genre. Boring guitar ballad, EDM banger, reggaeton jam, tropical pop song, you name it. Even his music a decade ago was much more better. Baby, his most hated song, bar a phone-in ludicrous verse, is actually really good looking back to it. It's a very Bieber song and it was held by his young age, but now that he's 25, like who cares? Anyone could have made this. Give it to Bossy, give it to Charlie Puth, give it to Blackbird, it would have been the same. This is just a failure on every way, the kind of mediocre shit that's still bland to even laugh at, and a type of song we should have left in the 2010s. And yet, I just can't stop listening to it. That hook is just So goddamn catchy. No, really, I listened to the song just once and I got that jummy jump, that jummy jump shit right stuck in my head. It's so vanilla and unremarkable that it doesn't really annoy me at all, like even better songs sometimes do. As far as tropical house beats with some trap flavor go, this probably would have killed it 3 years ago in a better song. Hell, I think I like this production more than Hotline Bling. And that track is killer. If I had to put this on the ranking, I guess it would have gone here. Yeah, kind of a guilty pleasure, I guess. Also, here's the score if you still care. I don't know. I'm the guy who liked Bad Guy with Justin Bieber, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't know, maybe it's like Dance Monkey. At the end of 2020, anything could go. Maybe I like it, unironically. Maybe I will hate it like everyone else does. Maybe the opinion about it will shift. It will be a polarizing song, or it will be the worst song of the whole year, and anyone who dislikes it is a moron and blah blah blah, because this whole shtick is so unpredictable at this point. I don't even hate Filthy. I'm RGS, I already love you, and see you in the decade list, which could happen anywhere because I'm a lazy. Take care.